What's up guys, Celestia here again, bringing you another guide. This time it's for this distinguished gentleman right here, the Scholar. He is a very cool class and he's probably the very first kind of actual support class in this game. So he can debuff enemies, buff allies, and also link enemies together as well. He does have his buffing and debuffing skill, which is obviously his triangle and L2, which is begin analysis. As you can see, L2 activates on the enemy, R2 activates on self. If you activate it on the enemy, they do less damage, I believe. Yeah, so when you begin analysis, when you apply it to the enemies, it reduces their damage. This is with the unfilled version. There's like half fill and like full. That basically reduces the enemy's damage. If you apply it to allies, it grants stamina regen. When your bar is full, it causes them to take increased damage. For allies and self, it provides a short-lived shield and a stamina buff, potentially allowing for big staggers on incoming attacks. So one of the cool things with this, though, I'm going to show you, because a lot of people don't actually know this. Let's get this guy up. If we analyze, and then we activate it, it actually does a parry, which is insane. I haven't seen if you can actually follow up on the parry yet. Let's try it. Also, the closer you are to the enemy, the more it fills up, and also it doesn't fully go down, as you can see here. So it stays quite relatively full when you do this. It does take a minute to activate, so if you're trying to spam this and bring it up in front of the enemy, it's not going to work. It's better to have your allies be sort of tanking the enemy. And then, as you can see there, it did fill. I did press R2, but it didn't actually work. There you go. So, oh no, you can't. Too slow. Maybe your allies could do it. I'm not sure if it's one of those knockdowns where you can actually do a visceral on the enemy. One of the things I have noticed about Scholar as well, he's not a melee focused class. He does have a C in dexterity. But when I was actually doing one of these runs myself, I had 2 rapiers. Because you start with a cane, which is essentially a rapier. And I got Roger's rapier, which is this one here. And the damage is not too bad. Like, when you actually debuff the enemy and buff yourself and things, you can just do this. Like, that's a full combo, which is kind of mental. And then if you do your actual moveset without the power-up that I have, he will do like a multi-stab attack. Pretty much just like this, but with just one rapier if you only have one. So, if you have like a status on both of these weapons, I had a lightning rapier and a ice rapier. It might have been bleed as well. But essentially, with how fast you can do this, very easily build up status effects on the enemy. The annoying thing is his dodge doesn't feel like the best. Initially I thought it was like Reckless's, but he sort of floats a little bit, but he doesn't go anywhere near as far as she does, which is a little bit weird. I thought his dodge was going to be better, but it's fine. Like, if you're doing this in trios, you're going to be in the back area anyway. Just doing this, reading people's thoughts and minds and moves, and then buffing either yourself or your allies. So if you want to buff yourself, it's R2. If you want to debuff the enemy or whatever, it's L2. As you can see, debuffs right there. Attack. Okay, so apparently I just checked. The level 1 debuff decreases attack. The level 3 debuff makes them take extra damage on the next hit received. When it's buffs, level 1 is increased stamina, which is cool, and level 3 is conjure a shield that releases a shockwave when hit, which is really, really cool. Like I said, he isn't very melee focused, but I did actually have quite a lot of fun using 2 rapiers. So I would recommend maybe using them, because obviously his cane is a rapier. And yeah, his communion move, very, very cool move. Similar to the Reckless. I feel like he's very similar to Reckless in many ways. So as you can see, they're all sort of linked together, all these enemies, air quotes, and if you attack one of them, it will actually cause the other ones to take damage as well. Not the same amount of damage, because that would be ridiculous, but as you can see, they do take a little bit of damage, which is good. And also, when you're attacking, you do heal yourself as well. So, for example, so we do multi-stab with the rapiers. As you can see how much health I'm building back up. When you're doing this in an actual game, it does seem to give you way more health back, so it might be because I'm maybe targeting dummies. But yeah, very, very good move. So essentially what Communion does, for all of the things that it does, damage is shared by linked enemies, as you guys saw. An AoE effect links all nearby enemies and allies as well. If a targeted enemy takes damage, then the linked enemies will take it as well. This is me reading off the wiki, by the way, just so you guys know. Any healing effects are shared between linked members. And also you do heal when you're doing it. You get a little bit of invulnerability, but I've noticed it's kind of like Reckless's. Once you finish the animation, you're pretty much going to get hit if you don't actually dodge or get out of the way. But he is a very cool character. His bagcraft thing is probably the most unique thing I've ever seen with one of these characters. So we get a bunch of consumables. For example, I'm not exactly sure what this does with him, but let's test it out. So we bring a bunch of consumables like boluses. A couple of boluses there. As you can see, item level 2. Item level 3. 3 seems to be the max. Because if we actually drop the items. Oh, we can't drop it. When you actually see an item on the floor, it will have a level on it. So you can see how far, or like far you are away from the level or closer you are to the next level. I've never used this with them before. I wonder what this is like. Okay, so that doesn't seem to level up. So the ones that aren't consumables do not seem to level up. So maybe not the best for him. But pretty much any other consumable. So if we pick up this, for example. There you go, level 2. The thing is with these as well, they're sort of the same item types. As you can see, it shows like the exalted flesh thing. So essentially anything that you sort of have the same animation for is the same item. So the boluses are all the same items, these are the same items, the pots are all the same, these are kind of the same as each other, so the knives are all the same. As you can see, we're looking at them here, so you can see the level, this is what they are. So level 3, which is the max, and then you've got level 2, so all these types are the same because they're edible ones. All the pots are the same, all the knives are the same. That's got its own thing apparently, I've never seen that before. All the greases are the same, so you got loads of greases you can level up. These are part of the same one as well. This is its own thing, which is similar to the glintstone scrap, the starlight shards. And you got these are edibles as well. Edibles, make him sound like he's getting high. And then we've got all the pots again. We got the perfumes, which I've never used with them yet, which can be quite interesting. And then you've got these ones as well. These all sort of link to the same thing. These do not seem to level up, unless I'm using them wrong. Nah, these definitely don't level up. I don't know why they even have a level, unless I'm doing it wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm doing this wrong. But yeah, you've got all these as well. These have levels too. And if you have the relic that I use, which shows treasures on the map, you can probably find a lot of chests that have either perfumes or these sort of crystal tier ones that you can use. So if you want a really, really strong crystal tier, like one that does loads of damage or gives you loads of FP or like significant damage negation or HP back, then level these up because these are quite useful. But pretty much other than that, really fun character to use. I will pretty much just use the same things that I use normally. If you guys want to know this, I didn't post it in my Undertaker video, but essentially these are the ones that I kind of picked out for most characters, and they're pretty decent because it does a lot of different damages. So Frostbite, Knight of the Miasma, we've got Knight of the Wise, and then we've got Grand Luminous Scene. So Knight of the Miasma, Frostbite in vicinity conceal self, so basically turns you invisible for a free backstab if you want it. Changes compatible armaments to Chilling Mist, so that's how you actually change your weapon to ice. You can also use it in a big area to frostbite everybody. And then you actually get attack power when you frostbite an enemy, so you're even stronger when you do that. Increases max FP, starting armament inflicts poison. Poison and rot also increases attack power. So as soon as you do that, then you can actually get even more powerful. And then the last one, which is really useful, because obviously more attack is better. We have the Grand Luminous Scene, basically gives you increased attack power for each Everjail prisoner defeated. Doesn't work in the new map, obviously, because there's no Everjails, which is a bit strange. I thought there would still be at least some. But the main thing with that is the crystals and all the other random bosses that happen. Treasure marked upon the map, and then, which is the extra chest, like I said, with the tier drinks and things like that in it. And Stone Sword Key in possession at the start of the expedition. This only seems to come from either really difficult bosses or the Dark Sovereign versions. I got my red version of this from a Dark Sovereign boss. The yellow version I think dropped from somewhere else. correct me if I'm wrong. I've not played this game for like super long. I've just platinumed it and then kind of just play it randomly every so often. But essentially, this is very good. If your full team has this, then you're going to be flying, because you will get 5% extra damage for each Evergaol cleared. And if you want to use these for the other characters too, great, because I think these are like meta type ones. I only ever realized this after started using them, and I started checking some guides and people were using this sort of thing. But yeah, very good to go with. But there is a red version of this as well. But that's pretty much it for the Scholar, guys. If you have liked the video, leave a comment down below. Let me know which one of these characters you like. Undertaker, probably my favourite so far, just because she's a bit of a freaky character. And her skill is very cool, and the fact that you can chain it together, her ultimate with other ultimates, really fun. But yeah, the Scholar is very fun to play. Probably a little bit harder solo, but like I said, if you get another rapier, just do this and just spam it. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.